I know what you want to say is, thank you, yes, is oh la la, they are not respect.
He's like actually sabotaging him.
Why are you doing this during Pride Month? It's so disrespectful, like really.
Go watch the video with Clementine.
I'm not gonna watch it.
So you don't care about the harm that was done to her?
No.
This is what happens. Detransitioners under the bus.
If you go
hey,
Chris
hey, my personal...
and Clementine.
Hey, viezerik.
Flemish beanpole Michael Stipe versus the camera woman. No. Jailed for saying children cannot consent to puberty blockers. Let's see what happened. Exciting.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
You're back. How are you?
Great, how are you?
Fantastic.
Vinden jullie het niet brutaal om naar een land te komen waar je de taal niet van spreekt en dan dit soort dingen te doen?
So I don't understand that, but for everyone at home, this man told me I was a Nazi yesterday for
een fascist.
saying that we shouldn't be blocking puberty in children.
Geen nazi, een fascist.
And a fascist, yeah.
Nee, geen nazi, een fascist.
Oh, I have it on video.
Nee, een fascist.
I have it on video. I've already watched it back.
You filming me.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need your consent.
You don't need. That's why he's a fascist.
They're just following the laws of the land.
Well, when you come and talk to someone who's filming outside on a public street, you should probably expect to be on camera. You're free to walk away.
Nee.
There's no expectation of privacy in a public setting.
Nee, dat is waar. Nee, dat klopt. Maar dit zijn dus mensen die komen uit Canada, die komen naar België toe om hier, zonder dat ze Nederlands of Frans spreken, een beetje de wijsneus te komen uithangen. En ik vind dat enorm aanmatigend.
Go to Billboard, Chris, and check out your footage later.
Nee.
Okay, or don't. Everyone else can.
Ja, dat moet ik wel niet weten.
So why do you think it's fascist to want puberty to occur in children?
Het is niet fascistisch om dat te willen.
Yeah, fascism is like calling someone a fascist nowadays. It's like a bad joke that people can't stop telling, you know what I mean?
Manier waarop dat je dat...
He's just playing games.
Nee.
You know how to speak English.
You don't show respect by coming to
There we go.
a country and posting those things in English and you don't even speak the language.
Belgium?
Wat zegt u?
Have you ever left Belgium?
Ja, dikwijls. Ik ben in Amerika geweest.
You went to America?
Yeah.
But you know, so you can visit other countries. Why can't we?
You can't. But it's a sign of respect when you do these kind of things that you do it in the language of the country where you're in. And not imposing...
Well, in Brussels, where I lived for a year and a half, lots of people spoke English. In
No,
fact,
dat wil niks zeggen. Dat wil niks zeggen. Dat wil niks zeggen. Als je hier in het gemeentehuis gaat en je spreekt Engels, dan krijg je gewoon geen hulp. De landstalen zijn Nederlands, Duits en Frans. En zeker geen Engels.
Well, I was invited to come speak with many of the members of the European Parliament, so I've been doing that.
De Europese gemeenschap is niet Belgisch, dat is Europees. En daarom is dat meertalig. Maar België is niet Europees, het is andersom.
And guess what? We're going to put a stop to this destruction of children's.
Crazy guy saying in Dutch, oh, it is Dutch, fair enough, that he doesn't like the fact that Chris doesn't speak French or Dutch and is coming to their country. Yeah, like, who cares?
Bodies, whether you like it or not.
Oh, ik ben er vast van overtuigd dat kleine fascistisch gelijk jullie dat kunt.
This guy thinks we should stop puberty in children. He wants to sterilize kids.
Dat heb ik niet gezegd. En daarom zeg ik een fascist, omdat je mensen woorden in de mond legt die ze niet gezegd hebben. Dat maakt jou exact een...
Yeah, the problem with speaking a language they don't understand is they can just then twist it into literally anything they want, right?
Fascist.
So yesterday we were having a conversation.
A lot of this blind hate towards him is due to misinformation on how puberty and puberty blockers work. Yeah. There was really a concerted effort, and it kind of worked for a while, to push the idea that puberty blockers are safe and reversible, which is not really true. That puberty blockers are just a pause button where you can stop at any time, when actually, when used for that specific purpose, almost everyone that's on them ends up going on to cross-sex hormones. So it's not a pause button, it's not time to think. Like, it worked for a long time, but the problem is, like, honestly for me, one of the things that made me question it so much was seeing people I know talk about how pausing puberty in this way is completely reversible. And to me, in concept, I'm thinking, how the fuck can you just pause puberty in someone for 2 years? Then let them carry on with it. And that's going to have no effect whatsoever. That just seems crazy in concept. So for me, the way it was oversold so much was honestly part of what started snapping me out of it. because I hear some things and I'm just, that is too good to be true. I'm sorry, I can't accept that on face value. And when you look into it, oh shit, they're not fully reversible. They're not entirely safe, depending on things. Not everyone's going to have side effects. I would grant that it's very difficult not to have side effects of stopping someone's puberty and making them wait a bunch of time. But hey, listen, this is what happens. This is what happens. This is a huge problem I have with like the trans rights movement being full of liars, being full of people talking utter shit. How do you gain these 2 years back? Well, yeah, exactly. It just makes no sense.
2 days
Maar hij kan
ago.
het niet in het Nederlands zeggen of in het Frans. Hè? Dat kan hij niet. Hij komt uit Canada, het is een fascist en hij kan geen Frans of Nederlands.
And he comes up and he stands right in front of me
Zo.
as I'm talking to people.
Zo deed ik dat.
And he tells me he's not against any of this.
Zo deed ik dat. Recht voor zijn camera. Heb ik
I
dat.
don't know why you bother talking with them, like, to be honest.
Omdat het fascistisch
Especially not
is.
in English.
Dit zijn dingen die je moet tegenwerken.
I know,
Als je
but-
dit niet tegenwerkt, dan krijg je terug 40-45.
I'm French.
You should protest against this because if you
It looks like a really nice city, though. I've never been to Brussels. I've been to Belgium, but not Brussels.
don't, you go back to 40-45.
Yeah, no, I do definitely agree with you. Don't worry.
Oh, so you also want to sterilize kids?
Nee, kijk,
Ja,
je zegt, je
exact.
legt woorden in de mond van mensen die dat helemaal niet gezegd hebben.
oké.
Je hebt die heeft dat helemaal niet gezegd.
I have a little.
Dat is van die typische Donald Trump dingen zijn daar. Woorden in de mond.
Would you like to have a
I
conversation?
have some time.
Ja, ik ga er gewoon constant
I'll talk to
Ik ga
them.
er gewoon constant erin staan lullen, hè.
So this man wants to speak with me.
En dan, praat.
Are you in favor of freedom of speech?
Not with pleasure.
Absoluut.
So do you mind if I have a conversation with this young man?
Absoluut.
You mind?
I do mind.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
I agree that.
Jullie hebben het recht om je mening te uiten. Jullie
I
hebben
agree
het recht om
with my
je-
dear friend that it's not good that you have those kind of ideas, and it's kind of sad that you're here to express them on the streets. But sure.
Yeah, what's wrong with the idea that children can't consent to puberty blockers? Like, I mean, listen, the way it's put, it's like, well, it's not just that they're consenting to puberty blockers. Overwhelmingly, they're consenting to sterilization. They're consenting to permanently altering their body in a way that I just struggle to believe that a child is able to imagine that permanence, bearing in mind puberty can start from like 8 years old, you know what I mean?
Sure, let's talk. Tell me more about
Back to 1945, yeah, Jesus.
sterilization of kids, please.
Well, that's what's happening when you give kids puberty blockers at Tanner stage 2 and follow it up with cross-sex hormones. It's called
Yeah, Tanner stage 2. These people never know anything about this. It's so annoying. Marcy Bowers has said so herself. You give puberty blockers to boys aged between 9 to 11. They were finding that these kids could never achieve orgasm. Like, is that how you want to live your life? Can you imagine that as a kid? Do you even know what fucking orgasm is between the age of 9 to 11? I sure as fuck didn't.
causing infertility in children.
Infertility
They'll
in
never be
children?
able to have kids, yeah.
For real? Is
Yes.
it?
Yeah, I do wish he'd kind of explain like the chain. Like, well, let's say you consent to being socially transitioned. That is most likely to end up you being on puberty blockers, which is most likely to end up you being on cross-sex hormones, which is most likely, if carried out for long enough, to create irreversible differences in your body and create infertility. Like that's the chain of events. So you're never just saying, oh, I want to pause my puberty for a bit. It's probably how it's explained to the child, which is a bit fucked, to be honest.
Because what I read is more that it's off.
The blockers didn't even work. Look at Elon's son. Yeah, a lot of these, we say that it's to help like boys or male to female transsexuals pass better. Do they even pass better half the time? And then what do we know about lifespans of these people that never went through their natural puberty? What do we know about the long-term effects? There can't be that much info on it because, you know, I mean, even now it's quite rare. Like, not that many kids have been transitioned. Like, too many, in my opinion. But there's so much shit we don't know about it. It's crazy. I think it's a fucking Pandora's box we should never have opened, to be honest. Let adults decide what they want to do. Make sure they know everything that they can possibly know to inform their decision. But you really can't, like, putting kids through this. Like, it's crazy. Listen, the Nazis were doing all kinds of crazy like medical experiments. Why are we comparing the other side to the Nazis?
Often very reversible, etc. So it's kind of interesting, this kind of news.
How are they reversible?
Pas op, hij heeft studies gelezen die niemand anders gelezen heeft. Hij is heel erg op de hoogte. En een fascist.
No, but why is it?
I mean, you
not
can read the look. Like, let's
Give
have
me
a serious conversation
yes,
here.
please. Give me
I'm not
some,
here to tell lies to you. I'm here to have an honest conversation.
nee.
Yeah, no, you're not here to say lies.
De eerste leugen die je vertelt
Listen, Michael Stipe here needs to calm down a bit.
hebt, is dat je hem woorden in de
So
mond
you
hebt
can
gelegd
read
die hij helemaal niet gezegd heeft.
Okay,
Consent forms that
dat is
children
echt wel
even
een leugen.
sign or their parents
Tell me
sign.
Read the consent form.
Where's the documentation? Which are your sources of information, please?
Okay,
tell me a
so
bit.
I'll tell you.
Yes.
So I would say the number one thing you should read would be the CAS review. Which
CAS
is
review?
Yeah, it's a systematic review of all the scientific literature, all the peer-reviewed
En door wie? Zijn dat
reports.
peer reviews of worden gedaan door idioten gelijk jij
That's
eigenlijk?
interesting. Okay, I'm gonna note that down because
Zijn dat
and then
idioten
you're
zoals
gonna
jij
give
of
me
zijn dat mensen
information.
die effectief gestudeerd
And
hebben?
I'm gonna
Zijn dat gewoon
let's do something. Let's use a bit of my
deze
time.
fascistoïde
What I propose is-
idioten die gewoon iets lezen en daar hun conclusies
Tell me,
uit
give me your sources.
Yeah.
I'll do an analysis of them.
Sure.
I'll look at it. Then you
Sure.
give me your address, email, or something like that, and you give me the capacity to respond.
Sure.
Yeah, so it would be good. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do that. What's cast? You said cast review. On what? Cast review. What is cast review? Sorry, I'm
CAS, C-A-S-S.
CSS.
Like, it really is quite futile. I mean, come on.
CASS.
Yeah.
Cast review.
He's breathing like Darth Vader. I don't know. It's not me. Listen, it's not me.
So that's one.
Okay.
And I would, so if you Google, here's a website for you, segm.org.
SEGM.org.
I think it might be whoever's holding the camera, to be honest.
So that's the Society for Evidence-Based Gender Medicine.
Thank you very much. Yes.
It's run by
Ook
doctors.
gekend als de
Okay,
fascisten van
and
Canada.
give me a last one, please.
Okay, so on there, you'll find the systematic review that was done in Finland,
Yeah.
the systematic review that was done in Sweden. You'll find news about the systematic review that was just conducted by the
Niet
HHS.
in Canada. Hebben ze in Canada heel
Like, really, if anyone's like using their brain, ultimately there is evidence for transitioning children, improving their quality of life. Unfortunately, there's also a lot of evidence against it. So to me, it's like, well, if it's that inconclusive, why would you want to do that to children? And I think that's why they push things like gender identity so much. Well, it's who you actually are on the inside. By what metric? By what measure?
helemaal niet onderzocht. De fijn,
Yeah.
dat leer ik ook niet.
But the CAS review is really all you're going to really need to read. It's
Perfect, thank
388
you very much.
pages long.
Which organization you're part of? Are you American or you what?
Canada,
Canada, you're Canadian, and you come to. And why do you come to Brussels? Which is your organization?
Omdat
Stuff?
het assholes
I'm not
zijn.
part of an
Omdat het echt
organization, I'm
assholes
just-
So
zijn.
just by yourself, you
Yeah,
come
yeah.
to Brussels
Yeah.
to defend this.
I've been meeting with
be a
several
pain-
members of the European Parliament.
In
yeah.
van de landen waar daar...
Which members actually? I'm interested. From which party?
Wij hebben...
Would be interesting.
Several.
I love European politics.
Lois, just, yeah. So let's see, Poland, Spain, Croatia, Netherlands.
Which party from the European Parliament? From
I don't know other parties, 'cause
yeah.
I'm from Canada, but
some MEP are from Canada? No, what? No, because
Well, they
you're
don't
from
have-
Canada.
No, he was saying he was from...
they
That's
don't
what
have
you're saying.
Canadians in them.
Yeah, that's what's we had. Okay.
So Spain, Croatia, Netherlands, Germany, Denmark,
Listen, this is an interesting like visual accompaniment to this conversation, I guess.
Hungary. Today I met with 2 Swedish MEPs.
Yeah, but you know that they don't represent the
In Flemish beanpole Michael Stipe versus the camera woman.
country. You know that they represent.
Occasionally have this war of attrition and then he gives up and goes back. Well, he thinks it's not that he doesn't want to be filmed. It's like he's trying to disrupt this because he sees it as like fascist or something. But he isn't doing shit because there's microphones. The person with the camera, I presume it's on a stick, so they can just hold it up higher, then he can do whatever. And then he keeps having to like give up and go back anyway. So it's like, well, what's the point? Like, what are you doing? What do you think you're achieving here?
you're a political party, and of course, if you're going to talk only with far-right people, what exchange, what debate are you looking for?
Well, they're not far-right people.
They're not far-right.
No, I'm sure you come with this discourse, and everybody wants to talk to you.
I was in Australia recently because I'm suing their government on a freedom of speech issue.
Eh ben,
Gezin en eikel, dat
And I
is
met
het.
with members there from 5 different political parties, including the Green Party.
Oh, gezin is
A gay man from
they thought you.
Yeah, these people seem to think that gender critical is like a right-wing thing when that's not really the case. Every chance that someone like Billboard Chris is right-wing, certainly their ADF is right-wing. But there are people on the left that will listen to this stuff as well. Like, you can deny it all you want and say that all of this shit is like fascist. He said right at the beginning they didn't have the right to film him, so I'm assuming he doesn't want to be filmed. I mean, he's not doing much to stop them. Occasionally, like, chases the camera one off, but what does he think's happening when he stood here? He's being filmed, isn't he? Like, I don't know, maybe just leave him alone if you don't want to be filmed. Is she filming him, or is she filming Chris ultimately?
You had very good ideas.
Ja, waarschijnlijk wel.
Yeah.
Wants to ascertain which political party aligns with so he can dismiss him. Yeah, it kind of seems that way.
Wel, ja.
Actually, it was a gay man from the Green Party. He even gave me a book.
But what are
In
you
full
trying
agreement.
to do? What are you trying to do for real?
I have
Annoy
conversations.
No, but like, what
Annoy
is your
people.
political goal, etc.? I'm interested.
Well, just first of all, to stop what is the greatest child abuse scandal in modern medicine history, the
Dat is
business of
helemaal
giving
niet
children
groot
puberty blockers,
schandaal. Dat is helemaal niet
cross-sex
groot
hormones and
schandaal.
surgeries.
It's
Dat is
interesting
gewoon niet
because
groot.
so many
Dat is
people also kill themselves. So many kids also kill themselves.
Ugh, is this even true? Where are you getting this from? You want his evidence? Where's your evidence?
And
Dikke zever dat
and
hier
or
staat.
also harassed, etc.,
Constante
etc.
dikke fascisten wie
It's interesting.
extreem rechtse zever.
What,
Dat
like,
is.
Talk about harassment. Yeah, trans people get like bullied, harassed and stuff, othered. It's not good. What does puberty blockers do to help that? Would I be less likely to have anyone be transphobic to me if I'd been on puberty blockers? I have no fucking idea.
what do you think of all these kids who are harassed for being trans?
Like, ultimately, I would still be open about being trans even if I've been on puberty blockers. So it's like a moot point. Because people are going to know that I'm trans anyway.
Who kills themselves because they don't feel good and not accepted and they can't access puberty blockers, etc., etc. What do you think
Oh, help them with what's making them fucking suicidal.
of all of these kids?
So, the number one argument I hear every time I talk to a trans activist like yourself.
Oh yeah.
Is
Okay, I got promoted trans activist.
Ja, maar dat doet hij. Legt je
clearly are.
He puts words in your mouth.
Lovely,
It's
No, but
incredible.
okay, I accept. I'm a trans activist
Well,
now.
what you're doing right now is pushing trans propaganda,
Yes.
saying that kids
Dat
are
is
going to kill
helemaal,
Ja,
dat is
themselves.
helemaal niet waar. Dat, is
Saying that
dat,
kids
heeft
are
hij
gonna kill
helemaal, dat heeft hij
themselves
helemaal niet gedaan.
if
Je
we
bent
don't
zo'n
maim and
grote
sterilize
fascist.
them.
Dat is
I think that applying a label like trans activist probably isn't super helpful right now because it gives them another way of like arguing with him rather than talking about the point.
With puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones
Ik
and
zou in
surgery.
Amerika gewoon en
But
met Trump
what
aan
evidence
het
do you
hangen
have
want dat is
that kids are
exact
killing
hetzelfde.
themselves?
Die zitten constant mensen de woorden in de mond te
Sorry,
leggen die ze niet
excuse
gezegd
me.
hebben en daar worden ze op afgerekend. Dat is
No,
zo
but
fascistisch.
Look,
Dat is
look.
gewoon...
Yeah, I know it's annoying to let them talk. It's annoying to hear them. But you know, the more they talk, the more bullshit they say. So
Oh, yeah,
people understand that
I know,
it's
maar
crazy what they're saying.
the point
So-
is,
What's he said that's bullshit?
you have the same thing in America.
Are you
They
with
did
these
the
guys?
same thing. No.
You're on the side of common sense.
Sorry?
Are you for or against this message?
The same thing happened in America. Look what we have now.
No,
we
no,
let
I'm
that kind
scared
of
to-
people, we let them spread their
Yeah,
message.
I'm scared too against them.
You should.
I'm not tense, but
I'm not tensed either.
We have a governor who is
this guy thinks
transsexual.
this guy thinks people shouldn't be able to have conversations.
Oh jawel, oh jawel, oh jawel.
It's undoubted that there is tension
Zeer,
there.
zeer
Yeah,
veel
there's
conversatie.
tension here.
Maar ik ben niet eens met mensen die andere mensen woorden in de mond leggen. Ik ben niet eens met het discours van extreemrechtse mensen die hetzelfde gebruiken.
What's happening behind them? Do you see these two women?
There is tension
Zeer,
there.
zeer, zeer
Yeah,
veel
there's tension
conversatie.
here.
Maar ik ben niet eens met
What's happening?
mensen die andere mensen woorden in de mond leggen. Ik ben niet eens met het discours van extreemrechtse mensen die hetzelfde gebruiken, dezelfde technieken gebruiken.
So
Gewoon
it's a
dingen
complete
zeggen
myth
die
that kids are
gezegd
killing
zijn en
themselves
zeggen
if we don't
dat jij die
transition them.
gezegd
It's a myth.
Yes.
It's a myth that people.
So the only study that's ever
There is like scant evidence that it happens. Often these kids have like other issues going on. They kind of looked into it before and after the puberty blocker ban. There was a government inquiry into it. Like the 3 years before, they identified I think about 5 kids that provably killed themselves because they were waiting for some kind of treatment for gender dysphoria. In the few years after, that increased to 7 kids. And then we've got charlatans like fucking Jolly on Morn pushing this Tavistock 16 shit to be uncritically repeated by such luminous fucking luminary fucking YouTubers as Brigitte Empire or Essence of Thought, who had to do a fucking massive fucking I'm broke, please help me. That's how good that fucking person is. So, hey, I don't know.
Been done on this was conducted in Sweden. It was about a year and a half ago. They looked at data from their gender clinic from 1996 to 2019. Over 2,000 kids had gone to the gender clinic in Finland. Do you want to hear the...
Yeah, no, please. No, but tell me about...
And the other thing is, like, when they bring up, like, the suicidal stuff constantly, well, the suicide risk kind of... Does it lower? Like, there's evidence that mental health issues can get worse. Like, in post-op groups than in pre-op groups. Whatever the word is. So I don't know, man. That's the other thing. Maybe these kids are killing themselves. Is this treatment actually helping them? Bear in mind, it's not like you take puberty blockers, all your dysphoria is gone now. Most of the time when you transition someone, it kind of alleviates some of the gender dysphoria, but not all of it. It's going to depend on your outcomes. I refuse to believe that you've got like the fucking Lily Tinos of the world out there. They've got no gender dysphoria now, but they know what they look like and what they sound like, surely. Like, I still experience significant gender dysphoria because I just would rather have been born female. It's just how I feel. I can't really do anything about it because I've done everything there is to do. I've had the surgery. I can't afford to get like my face done to make it look more feminine. I don't really want to do that anymore anyway because I'm more accepting of like who and what I am. And yeah, I fully understand. Like, to me, it almost feels like a lot of these treatments, they're like kicking the can down the road. Like, you realize it after a while, maybe it takes years, there's only so much you can do. And that you still resemble a male in lots of ways because that's what you are. And that's how you developed. So to me, it makes perfect sense that you end up, you know, with surgery regret, even if it takes years, you know? Propaganda is a trigger word too, totally shuts down conversations. Yeah, it is good to avoid certain language, I think, for sure. But hey, listen, Chris is a lot more experienced in doing this than I am. In about 70 years, you can grow us a new body. Oh, thank you. I don't know why every ideology can have propaganda behind it. Well, yeah, of course, yeah. But like some of those words, there are some words that I think shut someone's brain down. It's like, oh, aha, now I can attack you on these grounds instead of caring about anything that happened previous in the conversation. And it is annoying.
About it, but just, I want to react.
You don't want to hear.
No, well, if you want, you can give me this information, but what I mean is, like, you just made appeal to common sense.
Yeah.
You just say it's common sense.
Yeah.
Right?
That we shouldn't
don't you think
sterilize
it's also
kids with
no.
puberty blockers and
But don't you think it's also common sense when people are begging to get better, you know, to kind of affirm themselves? Don't you think it's also common sense to let them do that also? If you can help them to be what they feel is good for them, because.
Well, we're talking about patient-led care. Jesus Christ, look at this shit. Fucking bath salts, Michael Stipe from Belgium.
If you can help them to be what they feel.
Yeah, we're talking about like the patient-led care shit again, aren't we? That's what this is. Well, they're saying this will help them. Well, generally a doctor's job is to tell the patient or to give the patient what they think will help them. Generally, the doctor isn't told what to do by the patient to then just give them that. They'll give them options maybe, and the patient will have some input, for sure. Often, like, say, treating depression, if you're going down the medication route, it's kind of a crapshoot. You're just going to have to try different ones out and see what might work for you, if anything. So the patient's input is, like, helpful there. But what we're talking about here is, like, full on. The patient is telling you, this is what will help me. Shouldn't you just do it? Like, no, I don't know if it's that simple. I don't know if most of these kids really understand what will help them.
Feel is good for them.
And like, what if they do all of this and it's not good for them? It doesn't help them. And they're in their mid-20s and they can't have kids. And they've got no penis and they've got breasts. And they don't want any of that anymore. Does that help them?
Because what kind of kids are...
This fucking stone cold psychopath right here.
are you talking about now? Are you talking about like 7 years old, or are you talking about someone who's 17? Also, it's different. You can't put everything in the same basket.
So I'm more than willing to answer all these questions. I've been having these conversations for 5 years out on the street, all across the world. I work with pediatricians, doctors, lawyers, all sorts of people all over the world who are involved in this issue. I meet with politicians all around the world. I help craft legislation on this. So
you're a lobbyist.
I didn't just...
We can't hear them. I don't know if Guitar Case is like asking if this man's bothering her or what.
Sometimes, mostly.
I hope so. Listen, if you see a giant man like walking towards like a smaller woman, the hope is that someone would look at it and be like, "Hey, is this okay? Is this right?"
At the time, my bread and butter is having street conversations because that's how.
Hopefully, that's what was going on. Listen, I need a bit of faith in humanity right now.
I create awareness.
But do you make money, or what?
No,
what's your,
I lose
is it
a
your
whole lot
proper
of money.
job?
Yeah, I quit my job to raise awareness about this issue.
That's your job then. Do you get paid for that?
No one pays me.
No one pays you. So what money do you live with?
I've been losing a lot of money.
Losing a lot of money, but you think it's something that matters that much? It's crazy. You.
Wow, you believe in something so much you're prepared to lose money over it? Wow.
Finance everything from your own pocket. You don't have an agenda.
People do donate through my website, but in the last 2 years I've lost about 80.
How is this okay? I mean, he's not touching her. He's not like, I don't know. Like, I don't see an issue, but it's very it's one of those things that's very morally not okay. But I guess technically there's probably not a legal problem with like kind of doing that to someone, you know.
$80,000.
This is your website, Billboard, Chris?
Yeah. I'll have a new, better updated one soon, but yeah.
Do you have an Instagram or something?
I do. Billboard Chris.
Billboard Chris.
He doesn't know where to go. Listen, this isn't working because like your face has been fucking this close to the camera the entire fucking time. Yeah, the thing is, if he's walking towards her in a threatening kind of manner and she did do something, she might have a defense there. I don't know. It would depend on his actions, I guess. It's a tricky one, but I don't know that he's necessarily doing anything wrong. Like, morally, this is disgusting, what he's doing. I don't know if that other guy with the guitar case was, like, seeing a bit of an issue there. I don't know if he's still around or what, but...
No, thank you very much, because it's interesting to meet people like that every day. Like,
so this suicide thing, just so you know, at the Supreme Court of the United States of America right now.
Lovely.
Actually, this month there's going to be a verdict that comes down. This guy's so afraid of the truth being told, he just tries to stop people talking. But a lawyer...
Yeah, for someone saying the word fascist about 20 times a minute, like, isn't it a bit fascist to like try and stop people from speaking? Isn't it a bit fascist to like censor people in this way? What does he think he's accomplishing? I have no idea, because he just keeps going back anyway. Everyone's visible at least some of the time. And if he doesn't want to be filmed, then he's literally had his face in the camera like this many times. Anyone who knows who this person is and sees this video knows that he's the fucking one in the video.
For the ACLU,
gelovigen dat doen, troef in hun wereld, niet in de wereld van het algemeen. En dat maakt
that is suing to stop the ban.
Basically.
So Tennessee put a ban in place of transitioning children, and a lawyer for the ACLU is suing to overrule that ban. And she even admitted before the Supreme Court that completed suicides are very rare. That's her terminology, completed suicides. And what they're really talking about is suicidal ideation.
From studies, etc. But can you tell me about like studies that shows that it creates real problem to let these people, like kids,
so I've just
hormones?
You've taken notes of the systematic reviews to look at. Those have looked at all the studies, so those are really the starting ground for you.
Okay, let me do, because I have to go my way. But let me do something. Do you agree that if I send you a video of me on Instagram, after reading everything, I send you a little video of my arguments, you know? Do you agree to post it as like, oh, someone who wants to have a constructive conversation, you know?
This is all I do, is I post conversations. I don't even edit them. I post the whole thing. I'm going to post this whole thing.
Oh, lovely. No, but
I would love you to do that. That'd be great.
Okay, let's do that.
The whole point of this is about having conversations in society so that we can get proper information about subjects. Because this subject has more misinformation, disinformation, intentional lies than probably just about anything.
You know, it'd be really surreal. Like, if someone like me was here, it'd be like, I'm the one that's actually trans and I disagree with all you people. Like, Jesus Christ. Lawrence Fox's grandfather, maybe. Listen, don't make me play footage of Lawrence Fox singing, because I will. I don't need any encouragement to do so.
Tell something, one last thing.
Have any of you seen the video of Lawrence Fox singing on Jeremy Vine? It's like horrendous.
I want to understand who are those people and what is their agenda, and I think that if they publicly explain who pays them, who pays for their stuff, etc., we will understand much better.
Well, that's what he's done. He doesn't really get paid by anyone. He probably gets some revenue from YouTube, ad revenue, memberships, stuff like that. Exactly the same kind of thing that is funding my channel and my partner, working and stuff.
And I hope you post this, and I hope after that you will react and who actually pays you and what is your what do you want to do actually?
You know who pays me?
Yes.
Sometimes people watching this video donate through my website. And
oh my god, don't do that, please. Don't do that.
Don't do that. You've taken a bunch of information. You're prejudging though,
I'm very sorry you want to turn kids into lifelong pharmaceutical patients.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what we do.
Well, that's what's happening.
Yeah, sure.
These kids are forever reliant on some exogenous source of hormones.
That is true. It is not even just trans kids. Any post-op transsexual person is now reliant on exogenous hormones. That is true for me. That is true for anyone who has had surgery. Is he seriously going to argue against that?
Een andere van de dingen van...
Attends, you're saying trans people need hormones? Yes.
Trans people need hormones.
But they also feel better and they have a real life, a good life for them.
Yeah, you've swallowed the propaganda.
Ja. Hier staat een verstandig mens.
Bon, allez, on y va.
Lovely speaking with you. Thank you very much.
Lovely, not lovely for me very much, a pain in the ass, but
I quite enjoyed it.
But it was very interesting. I will look into this website because I love to read a bit of propaganda those days. Bisous.
Yeah, he just has such a bad attitude towards this. I don't know. I don't see anyone like this changing their mind, unfortunately. You've already made up your mind. We don't have any idea what has informed this person to think what they think. Yeah, this who pays you shit. He makes money on his website. He makes money on YouTube. And he says all that, and it's oh, well, we need to find out who pays you. It's well, he just fucking told you.
Ciao, ciao.
Yeah, ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
And none of them are bothered about this man following this woman around.
How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Quite a scene, isn't it?
Quite a scene, yeah.
Ja, maar dat blijft zo. You're
wearing the same clothes you were wearing 2 days ago.
I don't understand this.
I hope you washed it.
Flemish, sorry.
Zitten we aan een gore fascisten gezegd?
Is that fascist of me? Yeah. That was a fascist statement of me just now?
Altijd.
Wondering if you washed your t-shirt?
Yeah, fascists wash their clothes and don't wear them every day.
Als ik het over jou heb ik het over een fascist.
Okay.
Ja?
Yeah.
Your hand is no distance away. Listen, I have a wide bubble. This will be making me very uncomfortable. That's the reason I don't. Well, there's many reasons I don't do shit like this.
Got some toothpaste on the edge of your
weet ik. Kijk hè.
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
He's very reactive, so it's complicated to...
He just took his teeth out.
Yeah.
Wil het ook een keer zien?
It's impossible to discuss with this.
Ja, maar kijk, they have their right to
English,
be...
please, because I don't understand.
I was talking English. They have the right to be fascists. That's their right. And I have the right to contradict them as much as I can.
Are you sure they are fascists?
Yes.
You are sure this man is fascist?
Look at their place.
Children cannot consent to puberty blockers.
Just a question.
No, it's just the way that...
I don't know him.
No, I don't know him. But the way that he puts words in my mouth.
Let the other one speak. Puts words in your mouth? Is that possible to do?
And words in other people's mouth. That's a typical fascist thing.
That's literally what he's doing.
I'm sure this person, I don't know this man. I'm sure this person has a personal history with this subject. Maybe.
Is that an excuse?
Maybe.
I don't have a personal history
with this
subject. My kids haven't been affected by this at all.
Something in your life affect you to go in this history?
Well, I'm a father, so like all parents,
I'm a father.
Obviously the most important thing to me is my children. And when I first learned about puberty blockers back in 2019, I said to myself, what the heck are those? And I started researching this every night. I used to be a financial advisor. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. And the more you read, the more horrific this gets. It's completely insane what's being done to kids.
Is this incitement to harassment?
And I just felt a calling to do something about it, to create awareness.
Wife politician said the Brussels mayor will not go against people being arrested like Chris. He wants to appear pro-trans and gay. Oof. Ouch.
Because all of the dialogue about this was really just happening
Listen, I'm not for like doxing and shit.
Online, and it's kind of a toxic place. And I feel it's important to have these conversations in the real world, face to face, because that's how humans are supposed to communicate with each other. And I just have conversations, and I've made so many friends all around the world. I know several young people who've been harmed by this and who have deep regrets.
Yeah.
I was at UCLA back in October, the University of California in Los Angeles, and a young woman, 19 years old, came up to me. You can find this video online very easily. Her name's Clementine.
Yeah, Clementine Breen. Like, she was on, wasn't she on like T for like 4 years or something like that? A lot of effects from that. Didn't she get a mastectomy as well? Stuff like that. I don't know. I watched a video on her a while ago. It was hard to watch. Hi Stevie, I hope you're good.
And she had suffered childhood sexual abuse when she was 7 years old for quite a while. I'm not sure how long, but it wasn't just a one-time thing.
You know, it's actually kind of genius pulling back away from Chris a little bit, because you can't hear these people anymore. And they're having to move away, and now you can hear these two clear as day. It's great.
And she was struggling, as is totally understandable. This is obviously the most traumatic thing that could ever pretty much be done to a child. She was seeing her school counselor when she was 12 years old, and because she wasn't looking forward to growing up and becoming a woman, because for her being female was the source of the greatest trauma in her life, the school counselor basically convinced her that she was trans and got in touch with the parents. And so the parents did what a lot of parents would do, and they took her to the gender clinic at the Children's Hospital.
Gebruikt ook het woord fascist. Exact dezelfde.
¿Tú hablas español?
No.
Ah, mais tú manges en espagnol. Tú manges de la nourriture espagnole, ¿no?
I don't speak Spanish, no.
Pero no hablas español. Para los recursos sí, para los recursos sí, pero para luego para hablar, para aprender el idioma no, ¿eh? Así es que ustedes se integran.
So anyway, this girl, she went to see the doctor at the gender clinic, Dr. Johanna Olsen Kennedy, who was given, by the way, almost $10 million by the NIH to conduct a study, and she did over a few years, but this doctor didn't like the results of the study, so she buried it. Anyway, at 12 years of age, on her first appointment, in one half-an-hour appointment, this girl was prescribed puberty blockers. Separately, she separated the daughter from her parents. She told the parents that—
And I'm really on edge in case he fucking pulls his teeth out again. I do not want to see that. I really, really do not want to see that.
they could have a live daughter or a dead a dead boy, a live son or a dead daughter. Right? This is like this coercive thing they use. So anyway, she started puberty blockers at 12. She started testosterone at 13. She had a double mastectomy at 14. The testosterone caused psychosis. So she went off it at 17. She officially detransitioned at 19. But this is permanent harm that's been done to her, and it's very likely she'll never be able to have kids.
This is against the law. This is not
and
good.
So
this is not
that's
good.
just horrendous abuse that's been done to her. And this is happening to thousands of kids, tens of thousands of kids. All based off this false ideology that they're born in the wrong body. What does that even mean, born in the wrong body?
Understand your... You see the reaction of people.
There's people like swarming.
Understand you, but...
Are you okay?
Sorry.
Are you agree? You agree?
Probably this woman also...
You've got women joining in when it's like this massive man like following a woman around. It's just crazy.
These men have something, maybe they're, I don't know, gay or I don't know.
We should actually call the police because this is criminal harassment. Yeah. Would you mind calling the police?
No thanks.
Yeah, this guy's basically criminally harassing right now. So here's the deal. I'm asking you formally right now to leave her alone because you're harassing her. And if you don't stop harassing her, we're going to get the police involved.
Get the police.
Okay. She's calling the police.
Get police. In English.
Yeah.
Annoy people, annoy our people. They're annoying our people.
As I said online the other day, Brussels is most definitely the most woke city I've ever been to. It's insane.
Waarom kom je dan hier als het hier zo woke is en het is insane? Fuck off! Ga naar fucking Moskou toe. Daar zijn ze niet woke.
Keep it classy.
Fucking Washington. En ga het daar staan doen. Daar zijn ze niet woke. Maar je weet dat het hier woke is. Wat komt die hier dan doen? Aanstellingen, kalen, net dat je hier loopt.
So ma'am, why do you think this is illegal?
Because this is illegal.
What's illegal about it?
What's legal about
What's
it?
illegal about this?
But you have an association, no?
Hold on, no I don't.
But you're making
So tell
publicity
me,
of fascism.
you've made the accusation that this is illegal. What's
This is illegal, you know.
illegal?
Illegal.
How so?
Not tolerance. Not tolerance. This is not tolerance.
What's not tolerant about this?
Against trans people. You are against trans people.
Well, trans people don't even exist.
Okay, now.
Yeah, these are the kind of talking points. Trans people don't exist. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
You're a negationist. I don't know what is more.
No, there's no such thing as a transgender person.
Okay.
We're all boys, girls, men or women.
There's a lot of okay.
Yeah.
That means you're not informed.
What you think?
You don't have
You think some
information
boys are
enough.
girls, and you think some girls are boys?
I can orientate you to many associations who can inform me.
Oh,
you know?
Well, that'd be wonderful.
So you study a little. So you are.
Well, I've had more conversations about this subject than anyone in the world.
We have a lot of trans citoyens here that see your publicity, you know.
Yeah, Billboard Steve does the same thing. This kind of trans doesn't exist stuff. Like, is that really gonna work on people that have a very different opinion to you? It shouldn't be about you're against trans people. Well, no, like you're against transitioning kids because there's a lot of fucking problems with transitioning kids, such as the research really not being there that is benefiting them, such as they're making a decision on the rest of their lives, potentially when they're like 8 years old, younger than 8 years old. When did they start getting socially transitioned? When did they first come out as trans? What if they were like 4 years old or something? And then you get to your mid-20s. Shit, I wish I could have had my own kids, but I can't because at 4 years old I made the decision to transition.
And we are in a free country, democratic country. We are in a democratic country.
Camera girl too worried about getting a good camera view, but keeps putting herself in danger by letting this guy isolate her. Yeah, there is that. The other thing is, when he's following her around, he's not stopping anyone from talking. He's not like talking and like covering up the conversation. So she is kind of pulling him away from the mic, you know? Dude is making me more anxious than the arrest. Yeah, it's not pleasant to watch. It's not pleasant to look at these kinds of people and what they're doing. Like, why? Because you disagree with this person, you've decided they're fascists. Like, this is not the way to do things. It's not civilized.
Every systematic review that's ever been done into...
What's this woman doing? Is she sticking up for them?
This shows the quality of evidence for transitioning children is extremely low. And progressive countries like Sweden, Finland, Norway, Denmark, England, even Scotland, they've put a stop to this practice.
Yeah.
So are they all fascists as well?
Yeah.
Are they all
Okay, no, they're all in on it. Nice.
committing a crime?
Yeah.
Was the judge at the High Court of England committing a crime when she said that children cannot give informed consent to puberty blockers?
I'm really sure that you are really committing a crime.
Why can't you just let people live?
I want people to live the most healthy, long life possible.
But let them transition.
So we shouldn't, but by letting people live a healthy, long life, that doesn't mean sterilizing children and turning them into pharmaceutical patients. Of course it is.
Where are you from?
Canada.
Okay, what are you doing in Brussels?
I can understand.
I'm here.
Listen, if we're to say that trans doesn't exist in the way that it's expressed, to where like your gender identity cannot match your sex and that can override your sex and shit like that, I'd agree it doesn't exist, but I do think it does exist. I don't think the way that it's defined by most people is accurate because it assumes a whole bunch of stuff that we just don't know to be true. And the idea that gender identity is innate is just nonsense as far as I can tell.
Having conversations with lovely people like yourself, and I'm meeting with several members of the European Parliament.
Je laat constant mensen woorden in de mond. Dat doe ik constant. Dat doe ik constant. Waar blijft dan uw politie?
First of all, let people live. This is a free country, so why can't you just like let them people like transition, do whatever they want?
This is child abuse.
It's not child abuse.
It 100%
it's their
is.
decision.
That's niet
and they have
waar.
to.
Well, why can't people make those decisions as adults, you know?
Dat is geen child abuse. Weet je wat child abuse is? Mensen bij jou in de auto zetten. Kinderen zo.
He doesn't like to let people talk.
I'm with her. Let grown-ass people live as they want, douchebag. He's not saying that. He's saying that he doesn't want children to transition. I can't tell if you're joking.
No, but he can talk if
you have the right to be a fascist.
Like, this person is completely changing what he's saying. It says children cannot consent to puberty blockers. She's saying, why not just let anyone live? Like, that's not what he's even saying at all, is it?
And I have the right to go straight into recht tegenin te gaan.
You know what he told me 2 days ago? He said that I was a Nazi for putting words in his mouth.
Nee, een fascist.
I have it on video.
Laat die fucking video zien dan. Laat die dan zien, jongen. What?
You can watch it later. I'm gonna put it online.
Nee. Je zit nou hier dingen te beweren die ik niet gezegd heb. Als je zo'n grote mond hebt, haalt er dat dan uit.
What kind of productive conversation we had with hostile people? Well, it's showing the kind of perspectives people have and how a lot of them are really kind of ignorant, unfortunately. Like, the actual conversations themselves aren't always the point, if that makes sense. Like, sometimes you're getting other people to speak and show themselves in a way. And more than anything, like, we're always saying, oh, the two sides can't talk to each other. Well, this is someone attempting to do that. Whatever you want to think of his, like, perspective and his approach or whatever.
Nazis are people who cut people off and put words in their mouth.
Laat het zien, eikel. Laat het zien, gore fascist.
But if he says Nazis are people who cut people off and put words in their mouth, I guess he's a Nazi because all he does is cut people off.
Tegen Nazis ben ik een Nazi.
Sorry, can I just speak 2 seconds?
Sure.
Maar niet in de microfoon, niet zo dat zij het hoort.
Nazis
zijn nationaal socialisten.
People just like this. Nazis started discriminating people just like this, and you are just discriminating people just like this. Like, if people
Nazis were performing experiments on children, gender clinics are performing experiments on children. If you want to make a Nazi comparison, it's the people in gender clinics.
Hey, Nazis leiden snelwegen aan. Dat heeft er helemaal niks mee te maken. Dat zijn uit de context gerukte dingen, voorbeelden die gaan had. En dat is hetgeen wat extreem rechtstelijkers doet. Nazis hebben zoveel dingen gedaan. Nazis hebben ook goede dingen gedaan. Maar je trekt die zaak telkens uit de context en gebruikt dat dan een excuus om mensen iets in de mond te leggen. Dat is telkens het probleem.
Nice to meet you. Pardon me?
What do you defend?
We should not be trying to change the sex of children. Yeah, we shouldn't be blocking puberty in perfectly healthy children.
We shouldn't allow extreme right Canadians in Belgium. That's a law we should vote for. That would be a good one.
You should lobby your politicians. You should lobby your politicians.
Dat doe ik ook. Ik ga elk jaar, telkens als ik de kans heb, dan ga ik stemmen. En ik stem nooit, maar dan ook nooit op extreem rechts. Dat is gek, hè? Fucking fascist.
We got a very stable individual over here.
Hier.
Hey, he was walking away. Why did you say anything?
Hier een extreemrechtse fascist en je denkt zelf dat hij stabiel is. Je zit stabiel in uw extreemrechts fascisme. Daar zit je stabiel in. En dat je een eikel bent, daar zit ook heel stabiel in.
You still got that toothpaste on your lip.
Dat vind ik niet erg. Kijk, nog eens zien. Ik vind dat helemaal niet erg. Jij probeert er netjes uit te zien, omdat dat het enige is waar je mensen misschien mee kunt overtuigen.
I like your jacket. It's good style.
Okay. Can I just talk? Also, it's Pride Month, and trans is pride. So why are you doing this during Pride Month? It's so disrespectful. Like, really.
Probably the most important.
And you did it on my birthday.
Month to have these conversations, but you know what? Every day is a great day to have truthful.
Listen, fuck Pride Month. You think Pride Month actually gives a shit about trans people? It really doesn't. You think pride organizations actually give that much of a shit about trans people?
Conversations about the greatest child abuse scandal in modern medicine history.
Je zegt gelijk die smerige christenen die
and quite frankly, I don't think we need to be celebrating child abuse and sexual degeneracy on the streets of cities.
How is it child abuse if they choose to transition?
Because children cannot consent to turning themselves into maimed and sterilized lifelong pharmaceutical
patients. When they're 18. They're not children at 18.
Yeah, operated at 18. Having made a decision. And all of this, like, lengthy treatment. You know what I mean? Like, so when did they make the decision to do all of this? They were a heck of a lot younger than fucking 18. I wish these people would start doing 2 and 2 in their heads and start finding the 4. Update about his arrest. One person can't be arrested for protesting, but the borders is a protected area. You can't do any protests. Okay, fair enough.
18 anymore, are they?
When do they give puberty blockers to kids?
But they decide that themselves.
They're 10.
But they
don't know what they're signing up for.
They go to therapy and then they can start.
Yeah, they go to therapy that affirms them because it's the affirmative model. It's about affirming it. So they're being... they say that they're trans. Yes, you're right. We're affirming you. Like, come on.
This is the popular myth that there's all sorts of therapy and there's multiple appointments all the time, and it depends on the jurisdiction in the world because it's different from country to country. But in so many jurisdictions, even on the first appointment now, kids are being given puberty blockers.
Dat is helemaal niet waar. Dat is helemaal niet waar.
I don't blame you for thinking that, but...
We never went back to Pride after the puppy play float at the parade. Goodbye. Yeah, I hate all that shit. Listen, it's like losing support. On the one hand, Pride is being extremely selective about what sponsors they take. On the other hand, sponsors are pulling out of Pride, meaning they just got fuck all money now. I don't know, man. It is what it is. Couldn't happen to a nicer fucking thing, you know? And it sucks, because, like, you know, for a long time, gay people had it rough. But now the whole shit has been, like, co-opted by all sorts of shit, so I don't know, man.
No.
What I hope is, like, whatever the current iteration of Pride is, eventually it gets burned to the fucking ground and gets replaced by something that actually celebrates, like, gay people's contributions to society and trans people and other people, you know. At the moment, it's not really about that anymore.
Te maken. Hij heeft niks met denken te maken. Hij heeft te maken gewoon met gewoon informatie.
Yeah, you don't do shit like this for clout. Let's be honest. He very much believes what he is stating. Doing this kind of shit for clout is, like, insane.
One video I would want you to watch. And
listen, if you want to do something to get clout, go fucking start a live stream up where you shit on fucking iDubbbz and Hassan Piker ad nauseum and suck Ethan Klein's shit in the hope that he'll have you on his podcast. That's the kind of thing you do for clout. Standing in the middle of a street, getting fucking harassed by people. Like, that's not shit that you do for clout, I'm sorry. Did you miss the arrest? Nah, it's coming.
Google this, you'll find it very quickly.
Still got ages yet, Jesus Christ.
Welke video gaat dat zijn? Welke video gaat dat zijn? Welke video gaat dat zijn? Weet ik ongeveer welke video dat gaat zijn? Welke video is dat? Welke video is dat precies? Welke video gaat dat precies?
I went to Pride a few years ago. I decided to never go again because I saw too many topless trans women and their children. Yeah, Jesus Christ. You couldn't pay me to go outside topless. Like, fuck that shit. There's just some stuff that is not for the outside world. There's some stuff that is not for literally anyone to gaze eyes upon. They don't realize that kids think all sorts of wonderful things they grow out of. Jesus Christ, listen, when I was like 8 years old or whatever, I wanted to be a racing driver. Do I look like I'm a racing driver? Like, fuck me. Easy money. You think this is easy money? I disagree. Like, you can certainly earn money doing this. It's not easy though. Like, fucking hell. I couldn't do this.
Is that?
Look at this guy.
Had ik enig idee welke video... Hey, my personal...
And Clementine.
Hey, viezerijkske. Hey, viezerijkske.
If you look up Clementine, this is a woman who came and spoke to me at UCLA, University of California, Los Angeles.
Welke link is dat? Was de link van die...
On her first appointment at the Children's Hospital.
Okay, now we're shouting over the story of a detransitioner who started tea at like fucking 14 or something. Formula One. I can't remember. I was into all that kind of stuff when I was little, but I wasn't actually paying all that much attention, if I'm honest.
Los Angeles, she was given puberty blockers at 12 years old. First appointment.
Well, who was the guy that got hit by the safety car in like the 90s? I recently came across that clip again. That was fucking hysterical.
Right? Because she transitioned.
Oh, but you just told me it wasn't happening. You just told me it's not happening.
About Europe.
Now you're saying it's happening and it's good. Classic. It's not happening. Oh, it's happening and it's good. That was classic. Anyway, I'm sure you're a very...
It's a bit debate, bro.
Empathetic young woman. I'm sure you're very empathetic and you want the best for all people.
Yeah.
Go watch the video with Clementine.
I'm not gonna
So you don't care about the harm that was done to her?
No.
It's her story.
No. At least you're honest. Fucking hell, listen. This is what happens. Detransitioners under the bus. You have a bad experience? Shut the fuck up.
Wow, she doesn't care about the...
Instead of, I don't know, taking these cases of people that clearly shouldn't have been transitioned but were anyway, and using it to make sure that kind of shit doesn't happen again. Using it to make sure that we improve the outcomes and we screen better for people that probably shouldn't be getting transitioned. But no, we can't do that. So
harm that was done.
Like, what's more harmful? Being someone like me, sitting here, wanting more accountability, wanting more honesty from trans rights activists and the fucking greater machine that is driving all this. Or allowing detransitioners to just get fucked over left, right, and center and then sweeping them under the rug. What's actually doing more harm? Because how many of these people do we need that have been demonstrably hurt by these procedures before it starts getting scrutiny, which it's already getting? Like all that shit in like fucking Tennessee and stuff like that, whatever's happening. How much of that is down to people like detransitioners that get swept under the rug, that could be listened to, that could be used to improve the care and make sure that we safeguard the fucking healthcare of those trans people that actually want to transition and are doing so as adults, knowing what they're getting into and aren't going to like desist, you know? Like, oh man.
They don't care. They only care about their ideology.
From gender ideology. Maar ze wel blootstelt aan extreemrechtse ideeën.
We have police coming? No, they won't come.
Nee, they won't come. They give
Police
a shit.
don't come in Belgium. We tried to reach them the other day after a guy threw a glass bottle. We couldn't even get through.
But if you're a fascist, they will not come.
Good friends. Destroy capitalism. You're good?
Would you like to have a conversation?
No, not especially with you.
Okay.
It's just this is like.
Have a great day.
Really, you make me very angry.
Here's another man very angry.
Sir, it makes me very angry when you try to...
What is wrong with the men in this city? Holy moly. Oh, he's come back. Yeah. Oh, he's calling us a fascist now too. Why do you want to sterilize kids, sir?
I don't want to sterilize kids.
Well, that's what's happening.
I just want that crap from Hungary to lose weight. He's too fat. When all children become fat as him, no one in Hungary will be able to defend himself.
What about all the kids who would just grow up to be gay who are now being maimed and sterilized? Do you care about them?
Well, I've never been brought up to be gay.
No, but a lot of these kids would just grow up to be gay and now they're being maimed and sterilized.
No, it's not about sterilizing.
Are you a gay man?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So you should be standing up for these young kids, these young boys, many of whom might just grow up to be like you, who are now being told they're trans, that they're born in the wrong body.
No, it's nothing to do. I never doubted my gender. I never doubted, really.
Well, you should read some of the academic studies because the majority of these kids historically, when they went through puberty, they outgrew their gender dysphoria and a majority grew up to be gay.
Well, I read those things. I'm an anthropologist. You're not.
Bye-bye.
You're just manhunting.
Manhunting?
You want attention. You just want attention.
How is she manhunting?
The most thing is Orban has to lose weight.
Oh, somehow this is about Viktor Orban.
They're just filming to have attention.
Hey, pick one. Either stick around and talk or go away.
Posting me online like, oh, this great guy. Oh.
If this is my dating strategy, imagine how successful I'd be with all these people yelling at me.
Manhunting. She's married.
Manhunting.
Sorry, fellas, she's married. You know, sometimes...
But I do know other single girls who also believe this, so...
Yeah, I joke around about this sometimes. I say for the young men, if you're in the dating pool and you're having struggles finding a good woman, go outside with a sign like this.
That's right.
You'll find the quality ones really quickly.
Yeah, go woman hunting.
This is ridiculous.
Oh.
You should be ashamed. Okay.
Why should I be ashamed?
Orban's best friend got caught here during an orgy.
And you are horrible.
What's a lie about this?
Just 2 meters
This
from
whole
here.
thing. Like your
What's wrong about this?
perception of this is awful.
Thank you, sir.
And horrible, and I really pity you for your opinion.
You think we should stop the healthy development of children?
No, I think you should stop the hate speech.
You want to commit suicide. You want
What's
to
hateful
children
about this?
who are confused about gender to commit
So,
suicide.
but you want to stop the development of children?
Maybe read some book.
You assume I haven't read?
Children
Hey, Stipe's back.
are committing suicide when they
Look at this.
when they feel
We got a guy with a Canadian fascist sign. But there's only one Canadian here.
I don't give a shit.
You're absolutely awful.
You got a marker? We should cross out the last S.
This is disgrace. You should be really ashamed of yourself.
They don't have shame, so they can't be ashamed.
No.
You've been massively deceived.
Oh, you've been fucking massively
You just told me
deceived.
you don't think we should stop the development of healthy children.
Well, no one should stop development of healthy children, but you are using
Well, that's what's happening.
propaganda.
That's what's happening.
No, not because of what you are saying.
What do you think puberty blockers do?
just change everything we say.
And what about mental health, you fucking fascist? Like,
Yeah,
what
we
about
should.
Ooh, fascist. There we go.
mental health of children.
Yes,
huh?
that's a great point. We should treat them
Yeah, the evidence really isn't there. Sorry, man.
for their mental health.
Yes.
And you don't treat mental health by sterilizing kids with puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones.
No, it's not about sterilizing kids.
Op uw eigen mental gezondheid. Je zult ongeveer opleiding krijgen van de bleeding regenworm, zo ongeveer. Ik bedoel, weet je wat ik doe? Ik ga terug naar Canada.
We just stopped the law for forced sterilizing for changing gender. It was law before, but not anymore. In order to change gender, you don't need to be sterilized.
As long as you change gender, you don't need to be sterilized. What does he think happens? Like, yeah, if all you're doing is identifying as the other sex, then fair enough. What does he think is happening with all the puberty blockers and stuff? What do you think the end result of that whole process is? Bearing in mind, most people that start social transition go on to puberty blockers, go on to trans-affirming healthcare.
We have governors who
What's
are trans.
gender?
What's gender?
It's all emotion. It's not that I don't get it, because it's a very hot button issue. It's very politicized, it's very emotionally charged. But people have to understand what this shit actually means and how young these kids are and what decisions they're making about the rest of their lives. It's just nuts.
People in the streets. She's annoying people in the streets.
We're on the phone with police again.
Kijk, super, super.
Yeah.
Bel ze allemaal. Bel ze allemaal.
I like your dog. What's your dog's name?
His name is anti-fascist.
How do you know?
Anti-fascist, sit.
Wait. Your dog is male?
Nee, he's female.
Your dog is female?
Ja.
But you said he.
Ja.
So your dog identifies as male?
Nee, in Frans is het naamwoord voor een hond is mannelijk.
I'm thinking you just misgendered your dog.
Dat is niet waar. Nee, het woord
I don't know.
Het woord hond in
I think
Frans
that was
en
pretty.
Why do people not just let the kids grow up? Because the doctors tell them that their kids will kill themselves, mostly. The main argument is like their mental health. But the studies, the outcomes are just not there. The studies are like inconclusive at best. Some are like more positive, some are less positive. There's often quality issues with pretty much any studies, meaning that it's all extremely experimental. Come to Brussels and we'll get you to educate the people. I'm not subjecting myself to this shit. I would have a breakdown in like no time. I'm not actually amazing at like debating, if I'm honest. Like, I'm okay at first. It's quite easy to like steamroll me. And people like to do so, which I think is a bit disgusting and a bit unsportsmanlike, but people like to steamroll. That's usually their tactic, and it works, you know. But hey, listen, I don't know what my future holds, ultimately. I know what I believe in, and I don't think the beliefs that I have make me evil or anything. Some people disagree, they're welcome to. But yeah, I don't think I'll be getting out in the street anytime soon doing this kind of shit.
Pretty fascist of you just now to misgender your dog.
Hond is mannelijk in het Nederlands. Ook in het Frans is het le chien. Le chien.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Il. Dit zijn Canadese fascisten op bezoek in België. Ze spreken geen Nederlands, ze spreken geen Frans.
She looks like a mom. She probably agrees with us.
Hij is van Canada. Dus, ja, ze spreken geen Nederlands.
Look at this guy. He's literally shaking. He's literally shaking.
No, I'm not shaking.
Shaking like a leaf. Oh, don't touch me.
Don't be ableist. Maybe he's got Parkinson.
You don't want to do that.
Hey. Wie heeft mij hier aangeraakt? Ik hoor een fascist.
Jij stopt hiermee, hè? Je bent hier gewoon
Niet welkom. Niet welkom.
C'est bien, la transphobie c'est interdit par la loi, vous savez ça?
Hi guys.
On n'est pas? Oh.
Zij hoort erbij, hè?
Look at this beautiful crowd we're attracting here. This is great.
Vous laissez les gens souffrir.
Dit is toch wat je wil? Je wilt toch een publiek?
I'm gonna have to keep coming back to this city.
Hier is jouw publiek, kameraad. Dit is het Belgische publiek.
Any luck with police?
Ja,
Alright.
komen ze?
Where are you from?
Hij is van Canada.
I'm from Canada.
Yeah. Canadese fascisten. Hier zijn Canadese fascisten. Eerst gaat de gang.
Virtually everyone in Canada agrees with me.
Raise where?
9 out of 10 people from Canada agree with me.
I don't think so.
I mean, I struggle to believe that, like, in Canada. I don't know, but he's going to have spoken to a bunch of people that do. The other thing is, plenty of people that agree with people like this, they're not necessarily going to say so, because, well, I mean, look at how people are acting because they're, like, putting these views on display. You think people are going to, like, yeah, I agree with you, risk the same treatment, social ostracization, stuff like that? It's not going to happen.
Dat denk ik nou ook niet.
Oh yeah?
Dat denk ik nou ook.
Have you spent 5 years having conversations on the street like me?
Stupid people. Stupid people.
I don't know if anyone with that kind of mustache gets to make those kind of judgments about others, to be honest.
The police for you.
So you want to sterilize kids?
Kijk,
Something else to sterilize kids.
Do you want to cut the body parts off of children? Do you want to turn them into lifelong pharmaceutical patients?
Ik hoop het.
I mean, it's very essentialized, but that is what it's like. I'm trans, I know this shit. None of these people do. That's the worst part. I have to listen to all these people stick up for my rights from the most ignorant position possible. And like, it's fine. I believe that an adult can consent to that kind of thing. And that there probably are benefits to people with gender dysphoria getting that kind of treatment. But it's like, these are kids we're talking about right now.
Well, that's what's happening.
Okay, if someone has a keloid, you also say that I'm cutting out parts of children?
No, they're doing double mastectomies on minors.
So you are against circumcision? Are you against circumcision?
I am personally against circumcision.
Okay, so you should fight against that because that's cutting off body parts of children.
Yeah.
So
yeah, boys that are circumcised aren't sterile. Like, one is kind of worse than the other, no?
do you fight against this? Do you fight against circumcision?
This is my conversation topic, this one.
No!
Yeah.
So you can have only one conversation.
Yeah, don't you know? You have to do what this guy says. You have to fight for what this guy thinks is the most important thing, not what you think is the most important thing.
That's not my mission. This one is, because this is child abuse. We shouldn't be telling children they're born in the wrong body. That's total madness. What does it mean for a child to be born in the wrong body?
Okay, what if they feel like they're in the wrong body without anybody telling them?
We don't affirm delusions.
You laugh, like, what does it mean to be born in the wrong body?
Caring about children committing suicide. It's not caring about children committing suicide.
Care about children, not
So again, as I've mentioned a million times, the number one argument is that kids are going to kill themselves if we don't transition them. It's so false. But these fools use it as an argument to coerce and manipulate people.
I hope you're proud of yourselves for your opinion.
I'm extremely proud of myself. Yeah.
I can see that. I
hope your son is proud of you.
Thanks very much.
I hope he's trans.
I have 2 daughters.
I hope they're trans.
There's no such thing as a transgender child. They're called girls and boys. And the positive message we should be sending them is that they're beautiful just as they are. They don't need drugs or scalpels to be their true selves. You guys want to cut up kids and sterilize them.
Wait, is that the same guy that was here earlier? I think that bald guy that was a bit more chill. I think I saw him as well.
And you
think you're the good guy?
Jij bent een fascist. Jij legt mij woorden in de mond die ik nooit gesproken heb.
Yeah, it's like typically when someone's talking about something that could constitute child abuse, depending how you put it, like laughing at them is a bit of a strange kind of look. Leftist arguments are just smug laughter and posturing. They never have arguments. Well, I mean, I don't want to generalize leftists. I'm sure some of them actually have beliefs that they think about. These people right here, I mean, they're not, in general, making any arguments.
En dat maakt jou een extreme rechtse zeiker. Dat maakt jou hier niet welkom. Dat maakt jou geen punt voor een discussie. Viezerik.
Can I explain better? Because we talked.
We do affirm delusions, but that's not a good thing. Yeah.
Earlier, can I have the microphone? I'm not mistilling.
Go ahead.
What needs to be said here? What needs to be said? First, trans women are real women. Okay, there's no problem with that. First, okay?
What's a woman?
Okay.
What is a woman?
Second thing, can I explain? Because
I
did all the way. I did all the way.
Trans women are women. We should be able to say what a woman
is. Trans women. Okay. Second thing, what needs to be heard is that all the link that they give you, all the information, all the sources, check the academic. Okay. Check who did the research. Check who did the research. Check.
Yeah, you can say the same about like pro-trans research, mate.
Yes. Check who did the research.
Keeping it classy. Everyone in Brussels is keeping it classy.
Yeah, she like eating whilst on the phone. That's like wrong.
Why you wear the sunglasses? Take off your sunglasses.
And then look who does the research. Look who does the research, please. Okay. Everything they say is not based by science. Okay. Everything you have to look and who they are working for. Why do they want to meet MEP? Who are they meeting? We are in Brussels here. Which MEP are they meeting? Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's
crazy. It's crazy that Canadian people.
I'm working for kids.
It's crazy that people come all the way just to discuss what? Just to spread their hate above their continent. Come on, please look for who they work. Look who fund them. Look what are the academic articles.
I can tell you right now who funds these kind of people. There you go. There you go. There you go.
And please, I hope you put this clip on your Instagram because I know you prefer to.
Oh, this is all going up.
Yeah,
sure.
I hope because I know what you want to say is thank you. Yes, is oh la la they are not respect.
He's like actually sabotaging him. Oh my god.
Want to say is thank you. Yes.
He covers his face up.
Is oh la la they are not respecting etc. We are respecting. You know why? Because they are saying.
Yeah, truthfully, do we not want to find a place where someone expresses an opinion and we don't assume that it's born out of hate? Whether it's pro-trans, whether it's anti-trans, etc., etc. Like, is that not kind of where we want to be?
Saying bullshit because they're saying bullshit. Thank you very much. Bon, okay, well, hope to see that on the
Look,
ground.
another man who wants to harm kids.
Dat is niet waar.
This city is crazy.
Dat heeft hij helemaal niet gezegd.
This city is wild.
Dat zeiden. Ze zijn een viezerik, dat zeiden.
There are too many people. Police is coming. Don't worry.
Oh, there's too many people in the world. So you want to reduce the population by half or something?
No, not in Canada.
You're like Thanos from the Avengers.
Listen, the lefty infighting stops when it comes to reducing the population as much as possible. That's a joke. That's a joke.
You should go get his glove.
Oh, you can.
He wants to reduce their.
Like, programmed to respond this way. Well, they've been led to believe that, like, things work a certain way, and to think anything else is therefore, like, hurting those people that this pertains to, you know? It's like, it's tough, man.
The population by 50%. There are too many people.
What?
Yeah, he's happy to sterilize kids. He wants to reduce the population.
She wants kids to commit suicide. She wants kids to commit suicide. You don't feel well enough.
Oh, look, another one.
Commit suicide. You want kids
My
to
gosh.
commit suicide. You're a murderer. You're a murderer. You want kids to commit suicide.
This city makes Melbourne, Australia look like a right-wing paradise or something.
Murderer.
You haven't my record to film my face. Get out this.
You're in a public street, so there's no expectation of privacy here. If you don't want to talk, you're free to continue on.
Daarom voegen wij ook dit, omdat dat toegestaan is.
Here come the police. Here we go.
Daar zijn ze.
Only took half an hour to get them here.
En ze rijden door, zie je dat?
You need to do a little research, sir.
Yeah, more than average. the kind of kids transitioning. They'll be autistic, they'll be gay, stuff like that. I know, man.
Why do you want to stop?
You try and tell people this kind of shit and they just fucking glaze over. So it's like, okay, great, amazing. Amazing. People get offended. Well, what's the actual issue? What's bothering you about this? They can't fucking tell you.
The development of perfectly healthy children.
There is no development. I don't want to talk with you.
Okay.